Hello everyone, this is Kyle from OnlineSafetyOrientations.com. I wanted to share a little clip from a safety course we created. If you'd like to take the full course and get a certificate of completion, you can use the link in the description to find the course on our website. If you like what you see but want something a little more custom, send me an email at kyle@refinerypass.com. Hope you enjoy this little sample.
Let's start with what makes driving a forklift different from almost any other equipment. Contrary to popular belief, driving a forklift is unlike driving a car. Oh, not at all. Forklifts have different controls. They're surprisingly heavier than most cars. They steer with their rear wheels, and they're naturally unstable pieces of equipment. Forklifts are designed to raise, transport, and lower heavy loads. And because of the counterweight it carries to balance these loads, forklifts can weigh twice as much as an automobile. They've also been designed to easily get in and out of tight places. And because of that, they have a very narrow wheelbase. This all means that forklifts handle in a unique way, and when they're mishandled, they can be dangerous. Most forklifts have the forks at the front and the counterweight at the back, which puts the machine's center of gravity somewhere in the middle. When you put a load on the forks, you add its weight to the forklift and shift its center of gravity forward. If the load on the forks weighs less than the machine, the center of gravity will be behind the front wheels and the forklift remains stable. Alternatively, if the load and the truck weigh the same, the center of gravity will be on the front wheels. This means the forklift could easily become unstable if you have to stop quickly. Also, when the center of gravity is so far forward, the rear wheels that do the steering have very little traction. If they skid, you could lose control of the truck. Remember, if the load on the forks weighs more than the counterweight, then the center of gravity can shift to the front wheels, lifting the back wheels off the ground, and the forklift can tip forward. Now, this all sounds complicated, so let's take a closer look. Draw an imaginary line connecting the two front wheels and the pivot point of the rear axle. Now, this is what's called the stability triangle, and it's a map to guide you through forklift suspension. Its center of gravity must stay within the stability triangle to keep the forklift stable. Now, it sounds easy, but remember that the forklift's center of gravity can move depending on how you drive it and load it. The closer you keep the center of gravity to the middle of the stability triangle, the more stable a forklift will be. That's how you keep it and you safely upright. Okay, now that we know how the forklift and its center of gravity works, let's talk about driving it safely. Driving a forklift safely begins before you even climb into the machine. It starts with asking yourself if you're ready to drive. Did you get enough sleep last night? Is your back still giving you trouble? Are you angry about an argument you had with a coworker? Are you taking medication for a head cold? We ask all these questions because driving a forklift requires your absolute care and attention. We'll get into how dangerous they can be a bit later on, but for now, just keep in mind that distractions or lack of focus should give you second thoughts about getting into the driver's seat in the first place. But once you're in the driver's seat, always be